Hey, it's Jose Galizon. You're watching No Way Jose. You can find me on No Way Jose YouTube channel, all the major audio podcatchers as well, and Odyssey. Today, my guest, I have a fuckload of people. There's going to be a lot of people rotating in and out, just kind of, I guess you can call it Friendsgiving, even though I guess Friendsgiving is kind of gay, but here we are. This is what we're doing today. This is not a paywalled episode, just because of the fact, mostly just because I want to make it easily schedulable for my 200th episode and not have to do the annoying math of figuring out when to drop this. But, you know, here we are. This is my 200th episode, so I just got a bunch of my homies to hop on. We're just going to have a free-flowing conversation, have some fun. But normally this shit is paywalled. If you want to be able to get this stuff while it's behind the paywall, you need to have the $2 level. At the minimum, you need to do it at patreon.com. Just No Way Jose 2020. The highest level is 20. Those are my sponsors. My sponsors are Jeremy Rhymes, who has a Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/raising liberty. His Twitter handle is at Jeremy Rhymes. You can follow him. Also, Mikkel Thorpe of the Expat Money Show. And then Toad, who's actually one of the guests today. He's a co-host on Tower Power Hour, another show I do. Highly suggest checking that out if you're into offensive comedy, you know, semi-decent offensive comedy, I guess. We're just gonna be shooting the shit today. It's gonna be fun. Also, TopLobsta, who is here. Make sure you go to toplobsta.com. Use Jose at checkout for 10% off. Enough of this fucking grifting. Let's get these homies in here.
What up?
Oops.
Hell yeah.
Got more clicking to do. Here we go.
We are not decent on top.
Oh, and Top is in here. Let's fucking
yeah, dude.
We're indecent.
Rolling deep as fuck. Well, let's to start off, let's go around the horn, introduce ourselves. Because some of the people, a few of them, people haven't been on my show before. Really, I think it's only like a couple of you that haven't. Now I think about it, but whatever. Just for the sake of you know, whether it's like audio listeners, so they know who the hell these voices are. Let's go around the horn. Kind of go Toad, Garbage Man, Dickie, Cole, Grimace, Top. Kind of go in that order. Introduce yourself, and then it's Thanksgiving, so we'll be a little bit cheesy and say something you're thankful for. Let's do that. Go ahead, Toad.
Yeah, I'm Toad, TPH_Toad. I'm on Tower Power Hour. Bro, you know who I am.
Oof. All right. Garbage Man.
Starting off hot. Here we go.
I'm Patriot J. All of my are hottest, and I'm thankful for fat chicks.
All right. Let's see how bad this delay is.
I am
Dickie.
President Zelensky of Ukraine here, the official producer of Tower Gang, no matter what Toad says. And I'm thankful for my beautiful video, even though my audio is dog shit.
Yeah, you have really nice video. I'll give you that. The video is no delay whatsoever. The audio is awful. All right. The new daddy right in the middle.
Hell yeah. I'm Cole at the Fat Dave on Twitter and soon to be at Fat Comic Dave on Twitter because we're all coming back, baby. It's happening. And that's what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that fucking Elon Musk is going to give us all our account back. And my son or something, whatever. I mean, he's
he's redheaded, so
yeah, fuck him.
We'll see. We'll feel it out as it goes.
It kept me up all night last night. Fuck
yeah. Welcome to it, Pud.
Actually, it wasn't too bad. It kept my wife up all night. I was literally going. I was like, I'd be like, check the diaper. It's clean. Okay, it's your problem now.
She's doing breastfeeding though, isn't she?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was not my problem. It's her problem.
Yeah, I mean, my wife, I think, fed for a little bit and then turned to pumping, and so that way I could like help more. So that then it does become
that selfish bitch.
Yeah.
I think if you do the feeding, you have to take care of the diper that is the result of that.
Hold on, Toad is about to tell us about how to take care of a baby.
Yeah.
Thanks, Toad.
So just because you look like one doesn't mean you know how to take care of one. All right.
He does look like a big baby. All right, Grimace.
All right, hey, I'm Grimace. I'm a public school teacher in Southern California, formerly known as Team Grimace or Neo Thought Remover or Reed Hearted, but I'm thankful for noticing.
Hell yeah. Grimace, fucking public school teacher in California. Fucking How are those drag queen story hour periods going?
They're fairly
Well.
niggardly, but not bad.
None of them are having their period, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. All right. The man, the myth, the legend, TopLobsta.
What's up? I'm TopLobsta, TopLobsta.com. I'm grateful to be hanging out with all of you crazy motherfuckers. I'm grateful that you guys are going to be getting your accounts back. I lost an account, but that was like I have like 50 followers, so it doesn't matter. But I'm just grateful that we're going to be back in full force, baby. This is going to be amazing.
We can say whatever we want, legit. Because if
No,
you're
don't do that.
no. But if he's bringing in people because they didn't like break the law, then that should mean you shouldn't be banned for.
But he still hasn't changed the algorithms. People are still getting new.
I guess the same thing could be said for like.
I don't trust Africans.
I think he may change the algorithm later, but he hasn't. So just because you got your account back doesn't mean you be a retard. I would hold off for a minute, or at least use your old account to be a retard.
Yeah, he hasn't changed it because Patriot J got nuked like immediately after that, and then he had made a joke and he said like that he would give the people who did all the hate speech a finger wagging. So clearly Elon Musk doesn't know what's going on. There's an algorithm that's working behind the scenes still. And he's like uncovering this shit little by little.
Yeah, Patriot J tested the waters too soon, and he has an N-word pass, and he still got nuked for it. So.
Yeah. For those who don't understand, Patriot J, he's been on Tower Power. He's actually supposed to be coming on my show in a couple weeks. Hopefully, he gets his count back because
I'm here now.
Yeah, for real. But it'll be annoying to get in contact. I'm sure I'll be able to get in contact with him either way, whether he has an account or not. His girlfriend's still on Twitter. He's on other platforms, so I'm sure I can get a hold of him. But he's supposed to be on my show in a couple weeks. But that one tweet that Elon put out about something about the hate speech, about how the hate speech impressions have gone down, and there was like a minor uptick. That glorious bastard, like Icarus, flew too close to the sun. His reply, Patriot J, mind you, a black man. His reply was nigger. like that was his reply, and boom, gone. They did not fuck around. He was out of there. So
he's trying to get those numbers up.
Yeah, I mean,
1260.
Yeah, I know. I do want to let guys people know in the chat. Feel free to ask questions. Say if it's funny enough, maybe I'll bring it up. If it's not a question, you guys can get involved. This is a group thing. But let's start off. Let's talk about Donald Trump, motherfucker's back. How long do you guys think it'll be till he gets off of Truth and comes over here? Because it makes no fucking sense.
Wait, we're just gonna do your regular show. We're not gonna actually like celebrate over 200 episodes. Like this isn't just. Like, I thought I was coming on for a celebration, and you're just like, about Trump, guys. Like,
how long are we supposed to talk about the fact that this is like 200th episode? You want to go around the horn and talk about?
I just spent the whole like 3 hours eating and talking about politics and Jews with my family. I don't want to do this again now.
I mean, you guys feel free to bring up topics. I don't give a shit. We can talk about whatever you guys want.
What I've noticed though is anytime me or Toad or Top or on any other show, we just make it into Tower Power Hour. We automatically like, no, we're not going to talk about whatever bullshit you want to. We're just going to make this funny and retarded.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
You guys have ruined the way I approach other podcasts now because I just can't. Like I used to go on Break the Cycle and like we're going to break down current news, and like now I just can't take anything serious.
You guys can let it fly. I'm off. My strike just expired like a week ago, so I'm good.
Jose,
to go.
Can I ask you
let's
a question
talk about the
to
election.
start this off?
Yeah.
What's the heaviest you would go for?
Heaviest what, broad?
Yeah.
It's not really so much a number as the figure. I've said this before in Tower Power. The hourglass is a thing. If you can be 350, but somehow are an hourglass, I mean, you have to be like 9 foot tall to be a chick and still have an hourglass and be like 350. But
Jose, we just need a number.
I can't. It's not a number. Like it's
Is it 200? Is it 200?
I mean, it's theoretical. A woman could be 200 pounds and still maintain the hourglass body shape.
Would it be a dress size? I feel like dress size would be a better number.
Dress size.
For me, it's like foot size. Like if you're like a size 13 men, we're like, no.
Of course, Top goes to the feet.
Yeah.
Top is always looking at the feet.
I don't know about that because like I bet these WNBA like chicks have like ridiculously huge feet, but like I don't think Jose would like not sleep with them because
Jose, no.
I ain't looking at their feet. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I catch a glance at their feet, it might be a little off-putting. Like, look at those fucking giant bastards.
Quick poll: Who here is over 200? Who would do over 200? Nobody but
theoretically
Jose.
would, but I think the women that would be
depends.
200 that I would is
I'm not a chubby
it's
chaser.
rare.
It
It's
depends.
rare.
what
Cole
she
did
looks
last week.
Like,
I mean,
Damn.
My wife did get way more than me for about like a couple days. I mean,
you
at
weigh
the
like
end there.
130. That don't mean shit.
No, I weigh 172.
Whoa!
Wow,
Dropping the numbers.
she really got heavy then.
Yeah,
Oh no!
Damn.
she got big. This is your disclaimer, by the way. If you're expecting No Way Jose, the typical No Way Jose, you're not getting. This is more Tower Power Hour.
You're
some sort of
fucking
in
welcome.
between. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. I'm good with it. Just I want to give a
Happy
disclaimer for anyone
Thanksgiving.
expecting serious
Views like
stuff.
this.
Should not have invited me on.
Grimace looks a lot weirder than I thought he'd look.
Yeah, right. It's very
On the group
off-putting. Your creepy face.
I know it's
Weird.
Yeah,
It's just an Enderman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it? I thought it was like nipples that would like band-aids on it or something.
I-
It's
You
weird.
can imagine whatever you want, Top. That's fine.
I
It's
thought
not
he was.
necessary.
I thought he was in blackface, and he just has like red eyes. I don't know what's going on there.
It's all those things. I just don't want to get canceled. I'm a state employee, so I have to do this.
Yo, there is a lot of women in this chat. Like it's kind of weird. Like
It's
how
gross. You know,
Yeah.
it smells crazy in there.
Maybe it's not Tower Power Hour.
It's a fish market in the chat.
Hey,
Yeah,
if you're over
dude, it's
200,
like
There are a lot of
girls.
bras in
Punch
the
your
chat.
weight.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
Dave
It's a
Green.
fish market and also a desert. It's pretty crazy. Like
Someone asked in the chat if Reed will be coming. He will not be coming today. He's off in the woods of Maine or some shit. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
He'll be coming, but not on the show.
Yeah. And Black Flag asks, how many episodes? This is my 200th episode. Apparently you weren't paying attention. I mean,
200 episodes, 200 pounds. Put in the
Oh,
chat.
yeah.
If you're over 200.
I'd
The
say
amount of weight Cole's lost since giving birth to a black child.
it's like safe to say no, I wouldn't go over 200 pounds. But theoretically, there could be a woman out there that exists that's 200 pounds that I would. But it's a rare. It'd be very rare.
if
It'd be very
Lizzo loses like 100 pounds, I mean that would put her at 2 bills probably right there.
Yeah.
At 2 bills.
rare. Dude, I don't know.
I
I
feel-
don't think so.
Dude, she is not. You can tell just by looking at her. She's a circle. So even if she loses weight, like it's still not. She's never gonna have that
Those
hourglass
teeth,
unless she
too.
gets little. She'd have to get really small to
Oh,
get the
I'd,
hourglass.
about that,
I'd stick my
that-
crystal flute in her.
That chick that was on the cover of SI, the fat chick, she was definitely over 200.
Maybe.
Which
Vaguely
fat
know
chick?
I don't trust
The
sports.
one that was on
Illustrated.
the swimsuit cover, the one that like did it because she was literally a fat chick, like
I think I know what you're talking
Prince
about.
Fielder?
I'll talk about
Blonde
this before
girl?
they win.
no.
No.
It was like almost Indian, like she was kind of
Yeah.
she wasn't Indian, but she was kind of like
I thought she was black, but she might have been Indian. So it's like
I'm not
Kamala
gonna lie.
Harris.
She looked kind of cute in the pictures, but I don't trust swimsuit pictures or swimsuit like illustrated because they do so much like touch ups and like like
Imagine
stuff like that.
touching up the fat chick and like
Yeah.
you're like, okay, we're gonna be kind of like fucking lefty here, but we also can't allow you to have like these fat rolls here, you fucking fat bitch. Like just kind of like we can't allow just these rolls.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if Lizzo loses like any significant amount of weight at all, she's gonna turn into like this big tarp of skin. So she's not gonna have the
that's true. I didn't think
hourglass.
about that.
It's not
Even
what we
better.
just
More folds.
want. Yeah.
I mean, Spud's in the chat saying she's 5'10". I feel like a 5'10" chick, like a 5'10" to a 6 foot tall chick, could probably be 200 pounds and still not be a bad looking girl. If they're really curvy,
False.
I don't know, man.
200 that's not the deal breaker. I think above 240 is where you start to get a little hairy.
yeah, because they can't reach down below their knees.
Above a size 12 shoe.
I mean, like, and then also doesn't it matter, Jose, if they've been pregnant before or not? That is something for you. If like, no, but I'm saying if she's 200 before pregnancy versus a girl that was 200.
Oh,
pregnancy,
well, that's a
it's
longevity thing. Well, you're just asking the wood question. Now, if you're like, would you like?
No,
would you
No.
hold it down?
I'm
No.
saying this is two totally different. Like it's
a body type. Like she's gonna hold
because
more
you've
weight.
said like these like a girl could like she'd be like a $140 and you'd be like you put a baby in her and that's when she's gonna fill out or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think
It's
it would
like-
be different of a pre-pregnant
60
200 pounder
pounds?
and I no, maybe not 60 pounds.
Holy shit! What is
it's
she
just-
doing?
A baby?
It's the baby weight.
60.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of women put a lot of weight
They
on
do,
in their
yeah.
pregnancy. So
60.
I think I was talking to my wife was
The
talking
baby
to a friend
comes
of
out
hers
8
that put on
pounds.
70 pounds during
Damn.
pregnancy.
Mm.
Which is not
Let's
it's not
go.
healthy, like it's not good, but yeah, some do it.
Yeah. My wife didn't get that big. It was all just baby in the stomach.
Yeah.
But
Mexicans are really weird because they either get
she's white.
White?
My wife?
He's white?
Yeah,
What do you
she's
think of
like
Mexicans?
she's Jewish and like
whoa,
Damn.
okay.
Top
Yeah.
is control.
Quarter-
man.
quarter
Controlled
Jewish,
opposition.
Puerto
This is
Rican, and
all-
then half Italian.
So
Yeah.
she's got some brown in there.
This
So
is the
she's-
beginning of the end for me, guys. You just
yeah, you just wow.
I
it just-
outed
you
She's
my
never
not
let that
white,
out.
dude. I seen your wife. She does not like. I mean, I believe she's a mix, but she's not white. You know, she's not.
I think her
purebred.
like being around Top for a significant period of time has like caused a certain amount of browning.
Yeah, brown.
by injection. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is like,
It's like
it's
a
weird with
sausage.
these like Mexican Puerto Rican chicks, either like when they're pregnant, they either blow up and you could like easily see that they are pregnant, or they like all the ones on what's that show like 30
16
like
and Pregnant?
pregnant no the pregnant and they didn't know it, the one that's like
Oh yeah.
like where they literally like they'll just go into labor and they're like, I had no clue I was pregnant. Those are all also Mexican.
I think it's
Puerto
just
Rican
called
chicks.
I didn't know I was pregnant, but really it's just like I'm a fat bitch.
Yeah, those are always fat chicks, like super.
The bigger
fat.
the chalupa, the better the chalupa.
Yeah, you know why that is,
That's
though?
big as shit.
Do you know
Half
why
the
that
women
is?
there were
That
fucking
do you know
pregnant.
why that is? That those fat chicks don't know they're pregnant. For one, they're fat, but then two, a lot of times when you're really fat, you're basically so unhealthy that you stop having your period regularly. So a lot of people are like, how do you not realize that you're not having your period? Because I mean, obviously it's a sign of being pregnant, and that's how when you're that fat,
That
you're
is
just like, well, I
that
guess
is
I'm
a
fat.
very weird bell curve too, because if you're super like into running and health and fitness, you also will stop losing your period as a woman.
Well, yeah, and
So
now-
it's literally like it's on either side. You're either a fat piece of shit or you are like a crazy like Olympic level runner, and like those two.
Yeah,
like,
but
meet
now it's not even like a
with not
curve
having a
anymore.
period.
Like
Yeah,
the whole
like-
thing is fucked
It's
up
like
now because
cream pie, don't.
now it's not a
Someone needs to make
curve
that
anymore
meme.
because any woman who's vaxxed is going to wind up in that category too. So
It's the cowbell curve.
It's the female athlete triad.
yeah.
Well, all right, jeez. Well, you guys threw this off completely. What's going on with you, Garbage Man? You had some craziness. I know Malice shared out your shit recently. Is everything working out for you?
Let's
Things
bring
been
this.
settled?
Let's bring this stream down.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I gotta go.
Yeah, right. I'll put the link in whenever I do later. I'll drop it in the description. The GoFundMe for Andy and his chick, his daughter, not chick, but
Yeah, my chick's
ball.
dead. No, I'm all right. I guess.
It's all right. We can make fun of her. Right? I gave money towards it, so I could say what I want now. Or is that
That's
just
right.
how this
That's how it
works?
Yeah.
That's how Jewish
No.
you are.
I got
Okay.
my U-Haul booked for the 30th, so I'm gonna stop and see Nick and his wife and their new baby in Louisiana, and I'm gonna stop and see Skinny Dave. They're not so fat Dave anymore on the way up, so I should be back in Tennessee by the 3rd. I just got hit with for breaking my apartment lease. I got hit with $4K in fees.
Oof.
That shit sucks.
Yeah,
I guess like 2 months. Like they asked for 2 months worth of rent.
2
Or
months of
more.
rent plus like $2,000 as part of the like whatever the contract is for
Hey.
breaking the.
And I guess you don't get your deposit either, or did you have a deposit?
I had a deposit, but no, I'm not getting it back.
That sucks. Did you try playing the dead old lady card like hardcore? I would.
Yeah, the only way to get out is if I'm military or if I like want to
Lie.
be Jewish and complain about some fucking safety or some shit, and then I'd still have to hire a lawyer and I'd be out money. So
I mean, I probably could have dug through some of my old files and found some military orders of mine or some shit, fudge it up for you. Fax it over, change the name and shit, date. I think it would have worked.
yeah, I mean, I would have taken it, but I'm ready to get up out of here.
The funny thing is, I actually know dudes in the military who did like forge their fucking like, or not forge, but they would use orders like when they like Like to get like, because if you could deploy, you can get out of it, like out of your lease. That's the whole point of it, like for like deployments and stuff. And I knew people that would like use old shit to like, because no one knows what they're looking at. Like no one not in the military, they just see a piece of paper in military, like okay. And so I've known people who've actually gotten in trouble, like big trouble, like at work, like in the military for doing that, like to try to get out of leases and shit. Just bring up some old orders and show it to them. like I gotta go.
Moment.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here for it. I don't care. I mean, it's the
Military with a long red mullet.
Yeah. Hey, you know, the Spec Ops guys, they're allowed to grow their shit out.
That's
So.
what Andy looks
profile.
like, his special forces.
You know what, though? Those guys, the Spec Ops guys, usually don't, like, look like badasses. They just
They're all
usually
short.
normal dudes. Yeah. I
You're
don't
saying
say
all
short.
the special force badasses I see on Instagram are all probably liars? Not what it, like, and honestly, I
not
wouldn't be
necessarily.
surprised.
There are badasses because they do get a ton of time to, like, work out and stuff, but like the training is mostly a lot of it's about mental and a lot of it's cardio, swimming, like endurance. So like you don't see
my
these, like,
mental
huge
training
jacked
was
dudes, you know.
My mental training was banging Lizzo with a crystal flute.
Yeah.
That really prepared me for going across the
Fucking
world
the
and
gap in
spreading
your teeth.
democracy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, what else you guys got? I had some serious topics. I was going to talk about Trump versus DeSantis. What do you guys think of that? Or Twitter giving back accounts. We can riff on that a little bit. I'm excited about the accounts coming back. You guys threw off the whole fucking vibe.
I'm just over here like, yeah.
Jose,
sure.
can we talk about how bad Thanksgiving food is? Like for real, it's so bad. Like
It's
fucking
so
Trump's
bad.
here to
It's so
defend
bad.
it.
You only eat it once.
Not
a year.
mine.
No, I'll say this. Okay, well, one, yes, Dickie sent me what he had today, which is not a regular Thanksgiving food, so I don't think he can call it that. His Thanksgiving food was very good, though. But I will say mashed potatoes and gravy and stuffing are a top tier food. I'll say that.
They're
But
pretty good, man.
but the turkeys usually you have on Thanksgiving are not that good. Turkey is
It
way better
depends.
in other like situations.
No, it depends, man.
My food was all stuff I'd eat year round.
Toad showed me his, and that turkey leg looked actually very well seasoned, which I was very surprised.
You're damn right.
Extremely surprised about that.
You know what I was talking about with my family today? I was talking about the psychology of the person that goes to Disney World or Disneyland and buys like the whole turkey leg and then walks around 1 million people in 100-degree heat.
Crazy.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Dude, I've wanted to do that forever. My wife won't let me.
Does that
Every
not
time
look
I want it,
the-
she's like, no.
Does that not look
That's
like
an alpha
the most
move.
appetizing turkey leg ever? Though it looks insanely good. Just
Top,
in
you
like
saw
It
me
is
at
fucking-
Disney?
deep fried, but you're gonna be walking around, and they always have kids. It's always a dad, and he's got some like 9-year-old kids, and you're just like you're taking a bite of it, standing
Yeah,
on
it's
the
like
Bud
your
Light
hands are
line.
greasy
What
as
is
shit.
What is the
Well,
dad?
what you need to do, you need to
What's
go to a
the fit check?
Renaissance fair. If you go to a Renaissance fair, it's totally acceptable to do that.
Yeah, that's gay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That's
yeah,
like
no,
your
I don't
only
know.
option.
I
Like a
think it's big
Renaissance
dick
fair.
energy, honestly. I really do.
Yeah.
If it wasn't
Is
for the
that like
fact that the
Wife
woman that
beater
I try
and
to
cargo
sleep with.
shorts.
Yeah, wife beater, cargo shorts, turkey leg, that's the move, dude.
And the funny thing, you start pointing at things with the turkey leg, you'd be like, I want to go on that right over there. How about you? It's just like fucking take a bite, point. You could like fucking hit, like it's literally a weapon too. That thing is
Oh,
like
yeah. Oh,
2
yeah.
pounds. Like it is a huge turkey leg.
I used to hold it while shooting the basketball hoops at the carnival. Carnival
Fucking-
thing.
oh, that's true.
Of course, Dickie is the guy. That's what I'm talking about. You, Dickie. So
I-
why did you
I would
buy
have a
it?
mug of beer too.
Because it's like there's a lot of other shit, especially at Disney. Like you can at Epcot, you can get like cuisine from all around the world. But I
Everywhere.
still
Oh,
see
yeah.
people with the turkey leg, and I'm like, this is for Thanksgiving. Like, what are you doing?
No,
right
no,
now?
I disagree. I think you can have it at any time that you want.
No, I don't like turkey. It like I don't know. It is a Thanksgiving and Christmas food. It's very weird how those two like it's like
It is.
we like scrunch it into 2 months and like
It
that's
is
it.
both
That's
of
all we
those
get.
things, but it's like a fair food as well.
But I think the sides are where it's at in Thanksgiving. I think the
Yeah.
mashed potatoes and gravy, the stuffing,
Sweet potato.
sweet
green
potato
bean
casserole
casserole?
is top tier as well.
Dude, green bean casserole that's made
Whoa, whoa.
well slaps. Dude, I don't know what
green
you're
bean
talking about.
casserole.
Yes,
No,
if it's
that's not
made
green
well.
bean
it's a
casserole
good
was
one.
good.
Yeah. Yes.
Green
Like,
bean
It's
casserole.
fucking not
is like-
good. You guys don't make it unless it's Thanksgiving. Don't
Exactly.
fucking lie.
Yeah, but
You
that's
drink
'cause that's-
Boddingtons.
You don't make it unless it's Thanksgiving because that's like one of the only holidays where like the women like go nuts. Like when my wife used to do Thanksgiving, it was fucking awesome. But that's because she would go nuts with it. And it wasn't like your standard We didn't usually.
Apparently,
do
she didn't do
turkey.
well enough for your her siblings to be still alive.
Yeah.
Walk it off, bro.
Maybe she
sucks.
Now here's the other thing though. I would put a man in charge of cooking the turkey. It's going to turn out better that way.
Maybe, yeah.
I do. Actually, I was asked because my dad smokes them, which it wasn't. I feel pretty bad, but my dad smoked turkey today wasn't that great. But they asked me to do it. I do an oven roasted turkey that is fucking to die for.
You got to brine
Deep
it,
fry
and
that
oven roast it,
motherfucker.
and season that shit. and it's
Deep
really good.
frying is really good. I just never have done it, and I never.
At work, they were deep frying multiple turkeys just right there in the warehouse, like where we're fucking driving forklifts around. It smelled so fucking good.
You ever spatchcock it?
Grimace, rank your.
That's what I do.
Rank
That's
your
what I do.
worst to first Thanksgiving food. I know you hate them
All
all,
right.
but what's worst to first?
They're all bad. Like none of you eat any of this shit besides potatoes and gravy, which you can get at KFC. Okay.
Oh,
which
give me
you
a
can
break.
normalize.
Mac and cheese is also.
Yeah, you can get
Mac.
that at KFC. Mac
Hear
and
'em
cheese
out.
is
I eat
not
corn casserole.
special to Thanksgiving. What's up, Beaner?
No.
I eat stuffing probably like more than just Thanksgiving. Stuffing.
Look, man,
That's why he's Fat Dave.
Look, anything that has been in a turkey's ass, I'm all over it. But also,
Toad with the ass jokes.
Grimace is making a huge mistake here because KFC fucking instant shit mashed potatoes, whatever the fuck that shit is, you're comparing that to like an actual good like mashed potato.
No, I'm
and gravy.
saying that
They have
is
food in
the only
California?
good
Fuck
food
that.
that has been adopted by fast food. Nothing else is adopted. You don't get soggy bread and veggies at fucking KFC. You get stuffing once a year and you don't eat it until a year later, and you told me, "Oh, it's so good." You don't fucking eat it.
Ham is another one though. Ham is also in a lot of because I can get a ham biscuit every morning if I wanted to.
All right, guys, let's get in here. Clint, what are your thoughts on Thanksgiving food? We got Clint just joined. Clint Russell of the Liberty Lockdown podcast. We have an actual star here now.
Oh, yeah, not a fan. I am really not a fan.
Oh.
Thank you.
Team
Yeah.
Grimace,
Nobody
all
is.
right.
Yeah.
I don't honestly there's a reason we only eat it on one day. We all know it.
See? Yeah, because it's
Speak for
because it's a
yourself.
lot of effort. That's why.
It's the only
No.
day
Those
the
are
bitches
Yankees.
done out
You're a
like that,
fucking
dude.
Yankee.
No, you can buy turkey. Nobody will fucking buy a turkey.
No.
Turkey-
Yeah.
Turkey's
Water.
available year round. Y'all motherfuckers ain't eating it. So why?
Thank you.
Why?
Hey, turkey, I will say, is a finicky food. If it's done well, it's really good. But 95% of the time, it's meh.
Yeah,
You know,
you
like-
have to really, and it takes a lot of work to make it really good. You can't just
That's
fucking.
what I mean.
It's not like chicken that you can literally just throw whatever the fuck you want on it, throw it in the oven, and it comes out delicious. Like turkey doesn't do that kind of shit.
Right, that's what I
But
mean.
also, and I would say pumpkin pie is also a top tier fucking
Yeah.
food.
I love pumpkin pie.
I'm
Yeah.
not a fan.
Pumpkin pie is good.
But and I have had it outside of Thanksgiving. I mean, it's also pretty easy to make.
That's more of a
Yeah,
seasonal
but when you
food
eat-
than a holiday food.
when you eat that outside of Thanksgiving, don't you be like, I'm a fucking fat ass. Like I'm just like I feel
That's
like I'm
true.
doing something
Yes.
weird here.
Elizabeth
Yeah.
made 2 pumpkin pies, and it was just the 2 of us, and I was like,
Oh,
I
one
can't
pie
eat
each?
all this. And it was like 2 months ago that she made this.
I'm totally perplexed as to how Cole and Dickie aren't blackout drunk right now.
I
Yeah.
was
I'm getting there.
at my
Okay.
family does not drink, so I don't.
Oh.
And Cole's on
Dude,
dad
guys.
duty now.
I'm telling you,
Because you guys seem like the friends of mine that would be fucking like out by 8
If I,
p.m.
Even close,
I
I've been
would be
drinking all day.
if I did. If I actually
They're the
did,
friends that they tell their family, I'm gonna go for a walk and come back like fucking stoned.
pretty much. Here's a pro tip though, Cole. Pretty much just stop drinking while your kid is like the first couple months, because like the few times I would drink when my kids was that young, it makes it harder to wake up with them at night. It's I don't know. There's so
Shit.
much more going on with a little kid that like even just like a couple beers, it just like throws off your dad's senses. So
And
you
if you
gotta be
have
sharp.
to go to the
have that
hospital
to
and
look
you're
forward
drunk,
to
they
now. Great.
automatically question you for abuse.
Yeah, not a good move.
Hey, can I take a poll real quick since there's a lot of us here? Can we get a poll? Here's the poll. What's more mid, Thanksgiving turkey or Forest Mommy?
Oh my god. God.
Toad posted a picture. There's a picture going around of a turkey that probably looks like Forest Mommy.
Oh my god. Why are we hating on Forest Mommy? I like Forest Mommy.
I love
I've
Forest
said
Mommy.
before though, she's not my
do too.
type.
I
But I
just
think
said
she's
mid.
pretty.
I said mid. I like.
Hold on. I did find out this today. She was an 11-pound baby, And to me,
Oh,
that
wow.
blew my mind. I was
She's
like,
only
tall is
doubled
she?
her weight since birth.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, what? She's not a big
I was like,
woman,
you should
right?
have been a bodybuilder. Like, you could have been like a.
She looks like she's like 6'3", but I don't think she is.
I bet she's not. Yeah.
Bet 5'8" would be my guess.
Yeah, that sounds probably about right.
Yeah, but my
Probably
guess.
even
Hey,
not
she's
even.
not mid, dude. By libertarian
no.
standards, she's a fucking 24. She's like,
Unfortunately,
That's true.
I would have to say that Thanksgiving turkey is more mid, but again, it depends on the turkey. Like if you have my
It was
brother-in-law's
a
turkey,
compliment for her. See that?
like
See
I had
that?
today, fucking really good turkey. The turkey that I had today is better than Forrest, mommy. Okay.
So you saying that?
I feel like an elitist with my Thanksgiving dinner.
I don't know who we're talking about here, but I think they have me blocked on all platforms. So I'm gonna go with.
If you're
whoever
saying
we're talking
food
about.
is better than pussy and you've never had pussy, I completely
Yes.
discredit your opinion.
Yeah, Dickie, you should say
Exactly.
what you had today.
All right, so my wife made beef Wellington since it was just me and her this year. My brother lives with us, but he went to see my family. I couldn't get off work, so she made beef Wellington, and all the sides that we had are pretty much stuff we would eat year round. So like corn casserole, mashed potatoes. We eat sweet potatoes a lot too. So
So what? It was just you two?
yeah.
Was that
Yeah,
depressing?
what European country are you from?
It wasn't depressing. I stayed hammered the whole fucking time. I was eating good food, bro.
Beef Wellington on Thanksgiving is absolute overkill, though. Like that is ridiculous and probably amazing, though. I mean, legitimately, you
It
probably
took like
did
an
better than
hour.
me. Did you go
Clint,
full like
you're
Gordon
new-
Ramsay on it?
Oh, dude,
Clint?
yeah, she's the female Chinese Gordon Ramsay. It's
Clint,
insane.
you're,
I don't enter the kitchen.
Clint, you're in Florida and you're newly single. Did you do any Thanksgiving festivities, or what'd you do?
my dad lives out here, so I just went over there for dinner.
Hell yeah.
No, like hot Miami chick shit, nothing. Sorry.
Would you guys just do some like
I can't imagine. Well, actually, Top might know this. Do the Mexicans have better Thanksgiving food?
There's not
than we
fucking
do?
I was
Mexicans.
I was just gonna say that I pity all of you fucking crackers because I mean, yeah, Thanksgiving food is overrated. Like turkey can be dry, and like there's these other white foods that are like, it's hard to say exactly.
White
what's wrong
food
with
sucks.
them.
We get it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's
Tacos
just
get old,
it's milk and butter is like white food. Like that is like Thanksgiving. It's milk.
butter's
and
good.
Make your point.
Butter
I
is
think
fucking
you're onto
good,
something.
The point.
Yeah.
The point is
Unsalted
that
butter is what it is.
Toast milk.
so
Oh,
Spanish
Jesus.
people in New York, when I have more Spanish relatives around, right now I'm around more white people, so it was like the I guess the food was more white this year. But we had pasteles, we had rice and beans, we'll have like pernil, which is like pork. So these are like staples of Spanish Thanksgiving, but we
Ethnic
eat
Christmas
this
is
shit all
elite.
year round.
Yeah,
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 we'll eat that for Christmas. We'll eat that for dinner sometimes
Top,
because it's
top.
good
I'm
food.
not gonna lie to you. I would love to marry into a Spanish family, but I can't stand the temperament of the women. You know.
Yeah, that's why my wife is Jewish, is what I'm saying.
No, you nailed it. You have the relatives. You get to go away from them so that they don't shank you. It's flawless.
The Spaniards.
What do you
hate the
mean,
natives
Clint? You can
too?
beat them.
That's true. That's true.
Do you think
Not
that
those women.
Thanksgiving food is like better in certain regions
Tell
of
that
the
to the
country?
husbands.
Is that like the discrepancy, or like is Thanksgiving food way better in New England? It does seem like it's more of a New
No.
England thing.
No, you just
No.
have a terrible palate, so you think that like
I really
Nothing
do
is
not-
better
I
in
will
New
say
England.
now he did have the best looking turkey I saw today. Legitimately,
Yeah,
Toad
but
did.
He
It was-
sometimes-
googled it. That wasn't even real.
Sometimes white people
Southern food is like leagues beyond Northern food. And take this from I lived in
I love
New-
Southern food. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I lived up in Maine up until like halfway through high school, and then I moved to Tennessee. Southern food's way better. There's a few dishes up north that are pretty good. They aren't really common down south, but like for
I
the
will
most part,
Not
say
really.
also cranberry
Paula
sauce.
Deen is welcome
absolute
in-
dog shit. Cranberry
No,
sauce.
cranberry
could be-
sauce is
No.
weird.
No,
Cranberry
sauce
you-
fucking
What kind of
sucks.
cranberry sauce we talking
Yes,
about?
cranberry sauce
No,
is
And
good.
it
the,
depends
the,
what
everybody
kind.
gets it from the can or whatever
No,
the fuck
no,
that
no,
shit is.
exactly.
Like,
it doesn't matter how you make it. Cranberry sauce is for fucking
Sucks.
poor people and idiots.
Hell
You
no.
guys
it's like
Hell no.
get rid of it. You don't, Toad, you would
Clint,
never
square
eat
up.
it outside. If Thanksgiving did not exist, you would never even know about cranberry sauce.
That's right.
No, that's not
Yeah.
true because I live in one
Oh,
of the
fuck off!
Dude, I live like amidst a bunch of cranberry bogs. I live in fucking Massachusetts. We're one of the biggest cranberry
I fucking
producers.
hate
See,
Toad
this
so
is
much.
this is why you like Thanksgiving.
We had fresh cranberries today. They were great.
Yeah, exactly.
Cranberries are
all about
fine.
the
Cranberry
Boston
sauce.
Celtics and the cranberry sauce.
You guys
That's-
fuck with
that's what
lingonberry
Long
sauce?
Island accent.
You know what
Ooh,
that
I
is?
feel like I've had it before. It's some
Nope.
good shit. I've never put it on anything, but I've
That's
like,
when you
had
don't
it, like,
wipe
on
well enough?
bread, but it's good stuff.
Lingonberry, that's the shit from IKEA.
Lingonberry, yeah, that's my people as well, man. Being Scandinavian.
Now I will say also yeast rolls are very good, and yeast rolls do get made outside of Thanksgiving. I don't know.
So you didn't like fat bitches.
By the way, did anyone watch the opening football game today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bitch
World
at
Cup was
halftime
on.
that was singing is like literally straight out of Jose's imagination for the perfect
was
woman. Such a
Yeah.
Very
fucking
thick.
morbidly obese white
Pull it
bitch
up.
with a pretty face.
Pull it up.
Someone bring,
Pull it up.
I'll tell you if it is or not. You guys always.
I'm
joke
telling you, I watched this fat bitch pound around on the stage. I was like, Jose is hard as a rock right now.
dude. I don't know. People
Plus
always
200?
like
Was she plus
people always in the
200?
group chat will post pictures of fat chicks and be like, "Would," and I'm like, "No, I wouldn't."
No,
it
no,
really
no,
is. They
you
gotta have
would.
an hourglass. The hourglass is
you would.
essential.
You would.
Like,
But
if
No,
you
this
plus
is
or-
hourglass,
pl-
200 plus though.
If you can
plus
keep
or
that
minus
hourglass,
200.
if anything, I'm like more impressed the bigger you can get while maintaining the
See?
hourglass. Like if
She
you
was-
got that hourglass, I'm like, okay.
It's called a
Hey,
corset,
hey,
Jose.
minimum
It's not a
2 bills.
magic trick. They just
Okay, but if
fucking
it's a
tighten
corset-
the belt up, man.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, no, if it's that, no, I'm not for it. Like, yeah, I might think you look good in clothes, but they get naked. I'm like,
There you
whoa.
go. Hey, there you go, Jose.
All right,
It's a
let's see,
trick.
what's this?
Her name is Babe Rexa, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this bitch is fine.
You're gonna get
Yeah,
all
dude, what the fuck are you
clean
talking about? She's-
angles.
Talking about fat.
I mean,
Find
she
a
does
real
look
angle.
pretty.
He is
No,
definitely
all
fat. I
Clint
mean,
said
that is.
Yeah, dude, okay, I will
That's
say
fucking
that's
See that
how
right
they-
there? See that like that dimple right there? They tried to
She was
suck that
out
shit
of
in
it.
as much as
Let's-
they could.
Okay,
She
let's
is-
say that's actually her body type out of clothes. Hell yes, but
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't believe it.
All Clint said is that she is Jose's dream woman.
But yeah, I would
And
say
disgusting.
right now she looks fine. I'm not gonna lie, but I do think that is being like really done up to where like because like of the performance.
She has a
Like,
fupa.
I too like a
She definitely has a
Thanksgiving
fupa
eater
right there. You
for-
see that? That's fupa.
She's got a deadlifter's body, and I fuck with it.
That's none of these are real. None of these are real.
That's what Jose's actually about. He's just trying to reproduce with some bitch to like create a power lifter.
That's
Hell yeah, dude.
definitely.
That
true.
actually would make a lot of sense actually.
Yeah.
Except he got all women as he has all girls, unfortunately. So I mean, like,
I
they'll
mean,
deadlift,
my
like-
youngest is a badass.
Are they female power? They could be female power lifters, man.
Dude, I used to when my youngest was little. I used to put her on my back and like have her do like in like sit ups, like to where she like go all the way down, kind of like hanging steps. I think she got up to like 80 at one point.
That's
It's
what you
something
were telling me. It
retarded.
was like
Jesus
if you can get them to like really enjoy working out if you start really young and just be
Yeah.
like, oh, that's awesome, and like watch them
Yeah.
do sit ups and push ups and be like, good job.
Yeah,
And then,
she just
like,
got bored with it after a while and stopped doing it. Like she could have been like ridiculous if she kept with it. And now like she plays soccer and stuff. She's like the best player in her team, and she's like the youngest in her like league, and she's like a girl. So like it's funny just watch her like murk like boys and make them look fucking stupid.
Hell yeah.
So,
Toad can't even win an intramural sport. So shout out to your daughter.
Oh, he
My-
can't
my-
win because
my-
he can't find anyone to play with.
Hey, man, my intramural basketball team that one year made it to the Final Four. All right, we lost to the eventual champions.
And what sport was this?
That's why Toad's
basketball.
racist now.
It was
You played
intramural
basketball, Toad?
Intramural basketball.
Awesome.
Intramural.
What
Hey,
position?
was
I
like-
do
What
got
position?
I have a baby to take care of and a wife to help out. So, but it was great. Happy 200, Jose. You did a great job on all these.
you.
I was on before this. I was on episode like way back.
yeah,
It was like in the 30s. I want to say.
yeah, way
feel
the
like-
fuck, yeah.
I was on episode 100, and yeah, my daughter had to go to the hospital, or my son. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, that was nuts.
I mean, how
What the fuck?
hard did you hit him?
We were crying.
Toad, what position did you play?
All right. See how.
Later,
Point
Bye,
guard.
Cole.
Okay.
Bye, Cole.
Yeah.
Point guard, and I was the coach as well.
I feel like he was like on a
So he
team
coached.
full of like 6
He
foot
was
four
a
black dudes
micromanager.
and him.
I was a backup guard and a coach, and my team's thing was we were all like pretty short.
Wait.
dudes.
You
We're
were
all
the
really-
you were the coach, and you
Yeah.
put yourself in as backup guard.
Yeah, we were,
Wow.
Smart
he knew,
decision
he
by
knew
the
what was
coach.
I
up.
knew what was up, and we were a bunch of dudes who knew how to shoot. So I ran like Princeton offense type of schemes.
Hell
You know, yeah.
It's the
worked
most
out all right.
autistic, like.
Toad
offense
also
you can
watches
do. I
football.
can see it.
Someone listening to like an AM radio in the back or some audio issues. What is
It's
going
not
on?
me.
Is anyone else hearing that?
I hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
Why
like
is
someone's
Grimace
listening-
just a picture of a green room?
I'm a state employee. I'm just trying
He's a
not to
teacher.
get fired.
He's
Oh.
a
the
public
enemy of the
school
people.
teacher in Cali.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that's why he put a gollywog as his fucking picture.
They thought it was nipples and some blackface.
I was
but-
trying to explain to someone while I was drunk, a black friend of mine, about the gollywog, and it didn't really go well.
it's so crazy to me that you have a black friend.
An acquaintance.
Okay.
Gollywog is hilarious. Like they
They
have
met at the
comics and
plasma
everything about
center.
it. It's wild.
It's not Dickie's friend. It's actually his
It was
slave.
it was the guy next to me giving plasma, which I'm about to go do again pretty soon once I'm cleared to go. Once my tattoo is healed.
Dickie's
Oh
like,
my
oh
gosh.
shit, I need some more money now. Holiday
So is
season.
the
I
dude
do.
like offended by the concept of the gollywog or something? Or-
I mean, yeah, he was also offended because I was just very free and in talking about racial elements when I was just drunk, and he was like, I can see him saying some worse things when I'm not here, which is true.
yeah, you got to build the rapport a little bit more first.
Oh, I've known him for years. No, I'm
Okay.
serious. I know the guy for years. It was
Okay,
just
he's
like,
kinda whack.
he knows how I am, but he was still like,
My black friend's cool, so I'm like yours.
Well, you're probably
So-
less racist too.
He's dating a girl from Poland actually. So he went to visit her, and he was like the only black guy in the whole country. It was very funny. He was telling me
Worship
all
him as a
about
god.
it. Yes,
No, the
No, they
Polish
kicked
would
him out
not like
immediately.
him.
they did not worship him. No, they
Fucking
were
up
kind
our
of just
homogeneous
locking
society.
their car doors and shit. It was just like America.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably
If
worse.
you have a Chinese wife, you can be as racist as you want.
Dude, Chinese are racist as fuck. Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, they really are. We talked about that one Chinese chick on our show last night. Apparently, she called that chick the N-word. I think I'm getting like a fucking. I think it's an echo.
It's an
it
echo.
sounds
from
like a
somebody's
radio echo.
headphones or something.
Yeah, someone's not using headphones. Are you?
He's
It's
winding
coming
up
out of
his
somebody's
ham
headphones
radio.
or something.
It's Grimace. I bet you it's Grimace.
The green
All
guy.
right.
It's
Can I
definitely
just
Grimace.
leave?
You can see
I'll
that
just
all of us
leave.
have
I don't want
extras.
to fuck you guys up. I'll
Oh
dip
no, you
out.
can stick around
Nah.
if you wanted. But
No,
Just
stick
mute,
around
just
because
mute it
I'm-
when you're not talking, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've got to leave in like 2 minutes anyway. So
All right, bud. All right. Well,
I was gonna go get more booze, but I guess I can't now because everybody's leaving.
yeah. What is everybody drinking? I got some
I'm hanging
scotch.
out. I got a 12 pack. It's just me and old 12 or a Lone Star.
All
I was
right,
drinking.
Thanks.
I was drinking
I'll go
coquito
fix it.
again.
I got my commemorative
the
stein
fuck
here.
is that?
So
Nice. What is
All right.
coquito? Coquito is a
Coquito?
Spanish eggnog. It's the better shit. Spanish
Yeah.
people
Hell
just
yeah.
cook better than you.
okay, top.
Sounds
What do
nice.
Puerto Ricans do for Christmas and Thanksgiving? You were telling earlier. Do you guys do tamales
Knife
too, or is
fights.
that exclusive Mexican?
That's Mexican. Puerto Ricans will
Okay.
do like
I'm
penne,
gonna miss the
ham.
holiday tamales
Okay.
here.
Yeah,
Because
they'll
I
like-
do miss that. Like North Carolina, all my friends would bring tamales to school all the time and shit. It was great.
Have you ever had a
my
knife
wife-
fight at a holiday? To
A
top?
knife fight?
no,
No?
gunfight.
Oh, all right.
That's my. Is that more of a New York thing or is that a Puerto Rican thing or both? Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
The gunfight, the knife fight, or the
Either
food?
or. And-
Everything I know about Puerto Ricans comes from Luis J. Gomez. So
Yeah.
all I know is that you guys lose your fathers to knife fights. So
I
Yeah,
thought
I
you were going to
think-
say West Side Story.
I think
Or
the
that too.
knife-
Yeah.
The knives are like a little bit like last generation. Now it's more
Yeah.
gun violence and but what does remain true is like having another family. So my grandfather, the one I have his guitar. He's the reason I started playing guitar because he like handed it down to me. But he had an entire family on the side that we didn't know about.
Porque
Yeah,
es
9
demasiado pasión.
Yeah, it's
Top could
crazy.
have been rich.
It's just crazy to think like because he had 9 kids with my grandmother, and that's like I got 2, and I'm like I can't.
Damn.
This is a full-time job.
That's
And then he had
nuts.
like 4 on the side, and they met them like 30 years later after he died.
I can't
It
even
just-
imagine doing that. Like, I have
Well,
2 kids and a
left
wife,
and
and
right.
enough of a handful.
How much
Like, that's
cocaine
wild.
do you have to snort to stay that awake?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, but it's common. Like I mean, the Spanish men, the old school ones from like either I don't know El Salvador or
Italian
Puerto
dudes,
Rico.
too.
Yeah, they just think it's normal. They keep their women like
Yo
locked up.
tengo
which
un
is
grande verga. Yo necesito dos chicas.
They just like, is it just commonplace? They just ignore their women and children that much to where they could actually get away with it? Because I know I can't even imagine keeping up with 2 women. Like I don't even really. When my
They
wife's
don't
not around
ignore
at
them. They
home,
just beat them.
I know like we don't talk that much when she's not at home, and even that I can't imagine talking to another woman on top of that. It'd just be too much. I don't know.
I don't. He wasn't talking to any of them. He was probably just fucking them. I mean, where did you?
Yeah.
I love that Jose's just like, I'm loyal just because I'm extraordinarily lazy.
Yeah. basically. Yeah, way too much work. Like, I know you always see where these guys have like multiple wives, especially like, and even the ones where they live together. I'm like, that sounds awful.
I just don't know how you have enough money to have two families. You
He
know,
did.
it's
Yeah.
like-
They were dirt fucking poor.
Yeah. Well,
Which is
Right.
Like,
but-
Might as well. I'm
money
already
going?
bankrupt.
but why would you even want to have to deal with like multiple women? Isn't one like more than enough?
it's just insanity.
Better
I
than
don't know
none.
why.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Well, now I see why the Mormons settled in Mexico.
Yeah, makes sense, yeah. Is that just a Puerto Rican thing? I mean, I guess it could be. I don't know.
in
maybe a
Mexico,
Spanish thing?
probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
The polygamy
Oh,
and
No,
Latin Americans.
my ex girlfriend was Honduran, and her dad did the same shit. Like we knew, the mom knew, everybody knew. This guy had like a fucking whole side family, and it was just like the mom was just like, well, whatever.
Do
Like,
they call
he wouldn't let
themselves
her learn.
Hondureñas?
I don't know. I don't know what they call themselves. They're dirty people. I don't know. Did not enjoy
That's
being
good.
around them.
I wonder if the women fucked around too, though, because like I can't imagine like leaving your old lady, like, because that means you would have to not be with them that much to make that work.
You know what's
Like,
weird?
Did
You know what's
I
weird?
don't-
Attractive people from the hood, like attractive women from the
That
hood
is
that
weird, yeah.
don't marry up. It's like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
why are you letting these fucking broke fools bust inside you? It's so stupid. You have like the only asset you have to get yourself out of the hood, and you're still so stupid that you can't figure it out.
It's because
crazy.
the carpet doesn't match.
Anyways,
your ass.
poor
Yeah.
poor hot bitches, hit me up. That's all I'm saying.
It's more than about money, Clint.
I can save you.
No, it's
Because
not.
they all have the clap, Clint.
Brown women like keep
That's curable.
in the matriarchy. That's what it is.
I think what it is
Clint,
is
they
that
don't go to
they're
doctors.
like
That's okay.
they're like top
Do
dog.
I?
They're top dog in the project. That's what it is. Like she's
Look,
the
that's
hottest
true.
chick in the project.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Clint, if money was the only factor, like I would be rolling in pussy. So it's definitely not the only
Well,
factor.
just because you don't know how to use it right.
Mm.
As I said, my grandfather was dead broke. He had like
Alright.
fucking.
Oh yeah, here's the gollywog.
Yeah, someone asked what a gollywog is. This is what a
Chris.
gollywog is. This is like a thing in like I guess England or some shit where it's
I don't
like
see the problem.
yeah, it's like a cultural thing, like where they I don't know, it's like part of their
What a legend.
by golly.
A gollywog is holding his gollywogs. Damn.
Yeah, that's
there
the
you go.
gollywog. This is like a cultural thing in like,
One lady.
No, go back to that
Oh, I-
concerned stare from that brown woman.
Oh, I
I like
already
how
have
the
that.
more you scroll down in those results, if you don't have like safe search on, you might like hit something that's gonna get you banned from YouTube.
Dude, the lady looked like she was judging us looking at the gollywogs. She was like,
How dare
No,
you.
it was like a weird cultural thing that's been around forever in like England. I guess it's part of like folk tales and stuff. Sometimes they're like impish, friendly creatures. Sometimes they're like nice or like they're tricksters. Sometimes they're evil little demons in stories. But
Sometimes
it's like
they
this-
steal your TV.
It's kind of the equivalent of like trolls, I guess. Like trolls would be the best way to
sometimes
look
they
at it.
open a central bank. Yeah, I get it.
You're trying to watch a movie. What the fuck is that noise? Who's talking?
That's right.
Fucking gollywogs.
Yeah,
Your
wild
shelf
shit.
starts yelling.
An African American Oompa Loompa is what David Brady said. That's basically what it is. Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, you guys ready to get a little more serious stuff? Have some more, or are we just gonna keep riffing off of holiday
No,
food
go
and
ahead,
Puerto
dude.
Ricans?
I'm down for
Let's go
whatever.
serious. We have
I
we joked
kinda
all last
want-
night.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about what you guys think about DeSantis because I don't know if you guys saw recently there was some shit that came out that I guess I'll say it's not a smoking gun. This is just based off of one dude's fucking supposed testimony. Some dude in Guantanamo Bay. Apparently, he was at Guantanamo Bay. He was like the lawyer there. But there was one guy that was like basically, I listened to the interview, and the guy who was a detainee at Guantanamo Bay was going on about how DeSantis was there and how he would like use tricks and act like he was on their side, but then use information to use it against him, and basically painting him as kind of like a giant asshole. And then also we have the stuff of his like foreign policy. And I will say, I don't ever want to leave Florida, and I would never bring any of this shit up ever because I don't really care because it means nothing as a governor. But if you're trying to go for president, but if you're trying to go for president, that's like, well, buddy, let's bring this shit up because I do not want to run for president. I don't know if anyone disagrees. I know there's a lot of like the Thos and some of the like the I guess the post-libertarian guys out there that are all like all about him and think somehow he'll be different, if he's a president.
These people are retarded. America
Yeah.
can't be saved. If you don't realize that at this point, I don't know what to tell you. Keep him here. I support all this stuff. Usually, I would like when Scott Horton went after him. I would have jumped down Scott Horton's throat if it was during the election for governor. But
That's
he did
just
it
because you
strategically.
hate Hector Ruse so much.
All right, let him talk.
Yeah, no. If Hector, if Hector would have attacked him along those lines, it would have made sense. He was just retarded about it. But it also doesn't apply to his governorship. But Scott Horton attacked him on that right after the elections, right after he won, and I think that's fair. I think it's fine. I think it's great, actually. Good, destroy his presidential hopes and keep him here.
I'll make my response very, very straightforward. I don't trust him. I think that he's a chameleon. He basically, like, whether or not his evolution from neocon conservative congressperson to one of the most based governors we've ever had in our history is legitimate or not, no one knows, and no one will know. So I think that everybody's just guessing. Some people are hoping really hard that he's fucking super based. It's kind of like the Blake Masters thing. Like, Dave was banking on the idea that Blake Masters used to be one of us, so maybe deep down he still is. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know about any of these guys, and unfortunately, in order to get into highest level of politics, you have to play the game. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, he does have a record too. He's in the House of Representatives for a while, so he has made statements before about like I don't know, regime change and stuff like that. I don't know all the details, but I do know he's basically been pretty hawkish. So it's just on a domestic like governor type level that doesn't really apply. But now if you're running for president,
it's the exact same thing with Tulsi, dude. Like, who the fuck knows if it's legitimate or not?
No, but at least Tulsi's fronting like she's like against like at least regime change. She is very clear that she's all for the. And it is like a hope and a prayer. But DeSantis is even worse.
The comparison I'm making is with her shift on the gun laws.
Yes.
The issue with Tulsi though is that like I feel like she shifts on her issues depending on like maybe a little bit too late. Like it's not really like socially applied pressure. Like I really don't understand why she does what she does. DeSantis it seems like he's swayed by the people. Yeah, I guess for money, but I like a politician that can be pushed in a certain direction by like political will, a populist. And I feel like that's what he is, but we have to keep him constrained in a place where he can be really good and good based people can push him in a direction that they want.
It'll tell us a lot about how much of a populist he is if he gets rid of the like red flag law shit in Florida. Like if he doesn't do that, I definitely don't trust that he has evolved to the point that he wants to be like a libertarian leaning.
He had a personalized yarmulke when he went to touch the foreskin wall.
I saw that.
No other American politician has ever had. Like,
Governor Andrew Jackson would never.
Right. I will. I'll probably just echo those sentiments there. I think DeSantis has been pretty good as governor of Florida, and I think he should stay there because he's rejecting most of the COVID shit. He's like fighting back against a lot of the woke bullshit. So I think he's in a good place there. And because of his foreign policy, I would say that disqualifies him from governor. And I think Tho was just kind of falsely hopeful that he would actually be good on that shit. And I don't really see any reason to believe that at all. I think that there might be more reason to believe that Masters would be good on that than there is for DeSantis. Because I think you're right. That DeSantis is just, he's like riding that populist train basically, but that populist train is bad on foreign policy to a lot of extent.
I don't think you're going to get anybody like better though. I think that was those arguments are convincing. I'm just not convinced about GOP chances in a national election period because of all the fortification or whatever. So I don't really give a shit one way or the other. They'll fight to the death. Trump.
Yeah. Do you not think that Tulsi is also just jumping on the populist wave there? You don't think that's what she's doing?
I've talked to Reed about this before, and I think this is actually in the Tower Gang group chat. And I think with her, like I've heard her talk before about like, I think it's hard to tell like if she's like this controlled opposition, but if we're going to like take her at her word, I genuinely think she's just kind of like essentially blue pilled, kind of buys all the stuff. Like
she's a woman.
Well, I think she genuinely, she genuinely buys into the concept of like, this is a will, like she was put in there to do the will of the people. And this is like why she even said that with her like her changing on the gun stance. It's kind of like, I've talked to more people and it seems to be, this is what the people that I'm representing seem to want. And like, so I don't even think it's so much as a principled thing whatsoever. I mean, it's principled in a certain way in that her principle is that like, this is what I was put in to do to represent the will of the people, whatever, yada yada. And this
Women
is
don't
what
have
she
principles.
Yeah.
That's right.
Top, you got to get out of here. You said.
Yeah, I got to run. It was
Yeah.
a pleasure hanging out with you guys, and I'll
All
catch
right,
you in the
later,
chat.
Top.
Happy Thanksgiving,
All right,
brother.
Peace
Peace
out.
out.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think she's controlled opposition though? I'm not gonna lie. The WEF stuff kind of fucking irks me.
I don't
No,
think
she's
she's
just a
controlled
female.
I don't think she's controlled opposition, but I do think that she is basically licking her finger and putting it up to the wind to decide which
Yeah.
direction to go. And I think
Yeah,
that
that's
she
what I
sees
think.
that's the most fruitful. The Democrat Party, like the thing that people always downplay is that the Democrat Party did her dirty. You know, they fucking from all angles they hit her and they got her out of the Democratic primaries. So I think that she realizes she has no political future as a Democrat. So like she's kind of forced in this direction. So could it be sincere? Yes, but it's also obligatory. Like she had to do it if she wanted to have a political career moving forward. So how could you believe someone in that situation? You can't.
Yeah. For me, it's like
man.
I don't.
it's one of those things that like if she was controlled opposition, she'd be doing everything she's doing, but it's also it could be totally legit. So
Well,
I
and
mean, we
it
don't know
could
either.
also just be a politician politicking. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
There's three options.
Yeah. I just like her ass, so.
Yes, we know.
Yes.
She's a dude.
She's
No, I met her.
I'm
She's
dead.
definitely a woman, and she's
that
pretty,
ass
but-
thing. Everyone brings up her ass. That's overrated. You see the picture is not that great, but it's a nice butt. It's a cute little butt.
If
but
you
it's
don't have a
nothing special.
fucking howitzer in your hindquarters,
It's-
Jose ain't
It's
interested.
not even impressive among normal. It's like it's nice. It's a tight little
It's
ass.
nice
She
for
looks
the
like she does
office.
CrossFit
She's not
or something.
200
like-
pounds. We get it, Jose.
Yeah,
She's got acne too, though.
yeah. Pimples happen. I don't know. She
I
looks.
can't
She's
look at
all
it.
right.
She's
Protein
like 40,
can
dude.
fix
Pimples
Yeah.
don't happen. Come on.
I mean, she's cute. I'll give her that. She's very cute. But everyone brings up her ass like it's something special. And like, there's that one picture where it's kind of angled, and it's like, no. It's
How are
yeah,
you the
it's
guy
all right.
getting picky right now? That's what I don't get.
Because it's not
So
big enough.
strong.
He's the only one that wants it to
Yeah.
be fucking like.
It just
plan.
needs to be inflated.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
He's like she's missing too many meals. She works out too much.
yeah.
If I don't have to buy if I don't have to buy a horse saddle, I don't want it.
Yeah. I don't know. She
That
actually has a
motherfucker.
body type though. That if she put on weight, I don't think she would like get thick in the good way. I think she would just get kind of fat.
Interesting.
So, yeah, just
She's
by
topped
judging by
out.
body type. Yeah. Well, she's just kind of not that curvy, really. So
Did I miss the conversation about all of you getting your accounts back, or are we not talking about that?
Oh, let's talk about it. We kind of briefly mentioned it. It'd be dope to get it back. I don't know if you have any thoughts on the matter, because someone brought up in here that we can just do whatever. We can drop the N bomb and shit like that. And it's like no, they didn't change that. So you still.
No.
need to
Oh, I
say-
tried that. It didn't work.
Yeah.
I want to talk. I wanted to talk macro level. It's a little too big brainy.
Yeah, do it.
But I really do think that it's people aren't understanding what a quantum shift this is. Like, if he actually does it and they actually make it so that it's very hard to be banned, or at least like if he makes it basically impossible to be perma-banned, where he just makes like if you say something really fucking crazy, you get a 30-day, or if you actually commit a crime, maybe you get permanently banned. I like the amount of pressure that will put on the other social media platforms if he's able to maintain the profitability with Twitter going this route and increase it. Oh man, it's going to shift the entire landscape of speech in the world. It's that big of a deal.
I agree. Yeah, no, I do think it's a huge deal. All these things coming back, because like, can you imagine if that was a thing? In the peak like censorship era, like I don't know, like a year, 2, 3 years ago, like in that time, it would have been
2020.
wild.
Yeah.
2020 for sure. Yeah.
I mean, so many people get their information in there and they wouldn't be able to keep it out. Grimace keeps popping in and out. I don't know what the fuck's going on with him.
Here's something I haven't heard too many people talk about. I know Trump is reinstated, but I don't think I think he's contractually obligated to True Social because he's taken out loans and funding for it, that he probably couldn't use a competitive social media.
So he's not allowed to tweet. So
Dude,
that's why he hasn't tweeted.
He's
Yeah,
fucked,
he's
and we're
probably-
going to DeSantis if he doesn't, though.
Well, I'll just say this:
probably-
if he's serious about running for president, he has to break that contract.
Yeah, he has to dump Truth
He-
Social. He
He has no chance of winning the presidency if he doesn't tweet. Like,
I
none.
agree. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he has a chance, even if he does tweet.
I'm not saying he's got a good chance, but I'm saying he has zero chance if he doesn't.
No,
Who do you
I
think
just
they
want
run
his
against
biggest
them?
Yeah.
What's that?
Who do you think they run against Trump?
Oh,
Democrats.
DeSantis.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
the Democrats?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I was asked that earlier today from a follower, and I was like, it's such a wide open field, dude. I have no clue.
It seems like it's going to be Joe Biden if he's still alive, which is
It
so
might really
You
be
don't
Biden
need to be
or
a strong
Kamala.
candidate. He fucking ran Biden and won. So like, doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but that was
Elon will
reinforced.
hook Joe Biden up to the fucking Neuralink supercomputer and keep him on life support to run.
Tulsi will run against him.
Yeah, dude, we need Trump on Twitter during the 2024 thing just for the entertainment factor, man. If he's on Twitter, like, fighting with DeSantis, it's going to be so hilarious.
I mean, I think we shouldn't count Trump out. I do think he has been a little tone deaf with his audience as of late. But, I mean, if he makes a few course corrections, just minor ones, he doesn't have to make full-on concessions. I think he can win them back. No. Yeah, I think you're probably right. He probably won't. But
he just has to do a little bit because they love him so much. He just has to walk a couple things back, and that's it. But
well, he could make a hard heel. I disagree with Jose that it could be minor concessions. I think that it would actually benefit him the most to make a full 180 on the jab, a full 180 on Operation Warp Speed. Just absolutely fucking toss Birx and Fauci and everybody else under the bus and say, I was lied to. I was assured, just basically like really emphasize the point that I was surrounded by the alleged, medical experts. I'm not a fucking doctor, so I relied on them in their position, and they deceived not just me, but all of you, and we are going to see them fucking prosecuted. That's literally, in my opinion, that's the only way.
Yeah, that would be good.
That was
his
ego
won't.
I know you're saying he won't, but I'm just saying like that's the best way he could actually pivot. Because if he pivots like around the margin and he just says like, I always said like I wasn't for the mandates, his supporters are not going to have that. Like the populist movement is in a full fucking like vengeance rampage against the people.
The only time he's ever come close to walking something back is just basically him firing somebody, because he can still flex. He can still flex when he's doing it.
But he would always that.
He would when he did do that, he would fire them in a way that wasn't on him. Like it wouldn't impugn his ego. And that was my whole point. Is I think obviously it's ideal he does a full 180. I don't think he will. I think he will want to maintain his ego. But I think so. He may make minor concessions. Obviously, it's ideal if he makes a full 180. I just don't think he will. And I think he would still pull it if he just makes minor concessions. But I don't even know if he'll make the minor concessions. And when I say minor concessions, just don't mention it as much, really.
Yeah. The fact that he hasn't done it by now tells me he's probably not going to, because the opportunity is now. Like he should have done it during his fucking announcement. Honestly, like if he had came out during his announcement and said, I've been looking at the studies, I've been following the side effects. Look, I got to level with you guys. Like if he had done that during his announcement, I think it would have been a fucking like big move. But he didn't do it.
Well, and it's winning for DeSantis. Like DeSantis just crushed in the gubernatorial race, and his shit is all like that, basically anti-COVID, fighting against the woke shit, fighting against Disney, all that. Like those are winning issues.
Didn't Trump come crawling back to Israel recently? Because I know there was a period of time where he was talking hard shit about Netanyahu. He was talking hard shit about Netanyahu, and he kind of came crawling back recently.
He was at some event for them. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, it was weird because it seemed like he did a heel turn, and then he heel turned back again to Israel. So it was weird.
That's where the fucking money's at, homie.
Vince McMahon really runs the show.
I honestly don't think you can successfully run for president if you are not just not anti, but actually pro, Israel.
Which is a scary thing about DeSantis. I think he's very pro-Israel.
See that once again, then I can go the other side of that argument and say, well, he knows you have to be to get to be president. So then you just have to basically bank on the idea that he's a Blake Masters down low and cap. Like who the fuck knows though?
Yeah, which I just don't trust that because
I don't know. I don't either.
Yeah, no, like at all. Like it'd be one thing if you were like if you did it kind of tacitly.
Politicians?
Yeah, not at all. No. It'd be one thing if you did it like kind of tacitly, but you kind of sort of went along kind of like an AOC type thing. But I don't know, somebody like a DeSantis, like, no, he's just like full on gobbling the Israel cock. Like, so the idea that he's going to somehow get in office and be like, well, he'll be better on foreign policy. And other guys like, no, I genuinely think he probably would be one of the worst presidents in our lifetime. Maybe not as bad as Bush, but it's also possible if he had the right scenario, I could see him being just as bad. If something fell in his lap, kind of like a 9/11 or something, he could be just as bad. So
as bad as DeSantis being president would be as a Florida resident, I'd be more upset about him not being governor of Florida.
Oh yeah,
everybody else is just so dog shit.
Yeah. That's how
we're gonna
all
have
of
Nikki
us
Fried,
Hector.
Yeah, I honestly want my idea would be. I honestly want Trump or like Biden or Kamala to get elected. But to be in Florida with DeSantis as governor.
Well, to be honest, though, I think if DeSantis were to be no longer governor of Florida, I actually think that the governor of Florida, there would be like a decent chance that it would become his surgeon general. So I don't know.
DeSantis can't be governor of Florida anymore after this term, right? I think it's only 2 terms in Florida as governor. So, I mean, it really wouldn't matter.
You have the Surgeon General on your show soon, don't you, Clint?
Next week, yep.
Yeah, that'd actually be a pretty good move if he did leave. I don't know much about the guy, but that like politically, like he's been really hard.
I'm gonna ask him.
That'd actually be a smart political move. I never thought about that. That's actually like, you know, he's kind of a handsome black dude. You know, like he's very based on the vax. He's kind of conservative. Like he hit so many check marks that like I don't know much about him, but that would
right. I think he could win as governor of Florida. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's base as fuck. Like from the little bits I've heard of him, he goes hard. I've seen him talk about like the vax and stuff, and he's like, "Yep, nope, this is."
I don't know anything else about him besides his medical takes, though. So that would be the hard part.
Yeah.
What about Alex?
Ask him how he feels about Confederate monuments.
Alex, who?
Huh?
Exactly.
What?
Alex Jones.
Oh.
I thought you were saying Alex Stein running for governor. Alex Jones.
No, I meant on your show.
Yeah, still don't know. Still don't know.
Oh yeah. Nothing? Are you still waiting for an email back?
No, they email back and they just say, you know, he's occupied, but like
JK dog.
Still excited to come on your
he
show.
needs to sell my plasma on his InfoWars store. He'll make money.
That would be nice.
He's so excited. He's probably like literally never even mentioned you. It's just people like booking him.
No, that's not true. His people reached out to me after I was on InfoWars on the morning show. So like they reached out to me. It wasn't me fucking knocking at the door.
No, I didn't say that. I was more saying because like more his people being like, and I'm not even saying this in like to shit on you because this is something I could totally see someone like an Alex Jones that has people that would like just gas up the gas if they're trying to go on. Like Alex loves you. He's just so excited.
Oh no, of course. Like, I'm not, dude. I'm not saying that Alex Jones actually like wants to come on the show. He probably doesn't even fucking know about it. But his people say that he's excited. His people are saying it. So
if somebody hits me with $1 trillion bill, it'd be hard for me to appear on anybody's shit.
Exactly. He's like every time I open my mouth, I might rack another 10 mil. Like I probably would be thinking twice too.
Yeah, all for speaking the truth.
But at this point, he's got such a fucking huge judgment against him. He's got nothing to lose. So I would be going quadruple hard if I were him. But that's just me.
Didn't that end up being reduced? Didn't that end up coming down?
I don't know.
They want Alex Jones to single-handedly pay down the U.S. national debt.
Yeah. I mean, make a dent in it with what
they were talking about pushing it to 2.75 trillion, which would be less than 10% of our national debt, which is how fucked we are.
That's insane. Dude, that is
would that beat the Pfizer lawsuit? How much was that one?
Oh, definitely not that much.
Yeah.
How much was it?
I think only a few billion. I don't think there's ever been. There's never been anything in the trillion range ever.
Damn. So wild when you compare it to everything else ever. And it's for what he supposedly did. It's like for real. Like I don't know. Maybe I could.
Was he even wrong?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what he claimed. So
we're not allowed to talk about it.
Well, that's the other thing.
Kill every podcast I come on to.
That's the assumption. He's wrong. I don't know if he's wrong. I don't fucking know. So.
That'd be based as hell, Dickie, if you just became like the Sandy Hook guy. Like that's all you talk about everywhere you go.
Stop giving me ideas.
Like what Ryan Dawson is to the Holocaust, Dickie is to Sandy.
I'm already the 19th Amendment guy.
No, it'd be awesome though because like you don't know anything about it really, but you just go on and talk authoritatively. Basically, do what Alex did. It's perfect. This is a flawless plan.
Yeah,
I like this. Giving me some.
Hey, I talked to Alex Jones after a recent school shooting.
He did.
Shooting.
I remember, and he was like, definitely not questioning this one.
Well, he was all up the cops' ass on it too, and I was trying to be like, "Hey, what about a private security force for schools that you give tax breaks to? If you want to go on the advance for the GOP, like that would be a good thing to do,
for sure. Better than giving all these fucking lunatic teachers straps. Like that ain't gonna work out real well.
Yeah.
I'm give the rapist guns.
I don't care. But, let them sort out the problem. Giving the teachers guns, I think they should all have guns. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that there should be a psychology test or psychiatrist test for fucking these school teachers. It's so evident that like these people are severely mentally ill and they're educating our children. I can't even imagine being even somewhat red pilled and still putting your kids in public school at this point. Like I know it's cost prohibitive and it's a struggle, but like, dude, it's bad news.
Yeah, the whole thing needs to just go away, man. You need to have obviously non-mentally ill teachers. You need them armed, and you need them to be trained with those guns as well.
Yeah. I mean, I was totally joking
all
about
happen
all of them having it. I am completely
Yeah.
fine with them if they want to. Like if just someone just have
Yeah.
them having normal rights and it not being a gun-free zone. If they want to bring in a gun,
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't care,
no,
you know?
I wouldn't prohibit it either. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, these people are fucking crazy. So
Oh,
What's
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
frustrating is the fact that there's so many like common sense things you could do to fix that. Like my dad is a legislative assistant in the North Carolina Senate, so he works for a senator, and he gets they're trying to push bills every year of retired veterans and stuff like that are like, hey, I don't fucking do anything, I'm retired. Let me work at a school as an armed security. I have friends that I know that I can click with, that we could work well together, and they won't even consider that.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, you would only need one. I mean, granted, it wouldn't be able to prevent most of the shootings, but it would be able to end them, so you don't end up in like a fucking 20 kids taken out type situation. But they can't even do that because their entire perspective is, guns are the problem. So if you put another guy with a gun there, that's a problem. So there's no reaching these people. Their only answer is to ban guns, and ultimately you're never going to get the guns off the street. So this is going to persist for the rest of our lives. Like,
I will say
honestly.
that's one of the good things about DeSantis. He's actually been good about cleaning up all the school stuff, and that was a big thing he was pushing. Like supposedly change up a lot of the curriculum. Obviously, I'm still not a fan of public school, but so far as compared to other states, he's done a lot to switch it up.
Well, the Supreme Court here just threw out his fucking "don't say woke" shit.
Really?
Did they?
Oh shit!
That's horseshit.
Because that was he was like,
They called
what
it
was he
absolutely Orwellian, quote unquote.
what the fuck? But it was if I had this right, all it was doing was what, banning CRT.
No, it was something along the lines of like talking about essentially sexual preferences, and it was like something like, I don't know, third, fourth, fifth grade and under or something. So it was like,
that's right. Yeah.
So it was like,
no, it went further than that. It went further than that, guys. It was. I agree with don't teach anything about sex to children. That's fucking crazy. But he went to the extent of, you also can't include anything about oppressor versus oppressed. And I think that the Supreme, but the Supreme Court justice, I think, specifically referenced the universities, saying that like we're definitely not going to allow that there. I think it may have stuck in the public school, like elementary, which would be great. But
I mean,
I don't even want sex ed taught in high school.
Yeah, I unironically don't.
I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
I don't want anything taught in public school.
Yeah,
If you look at I don't want public schools.
No, it should be like it should be something taught by like responsible parents. Although of course we've set up a culture where parents are also totally irresponsible. It's still, I assume, a better option than letting fucking public schools do it. But then also the university thing, I think, is totally like it depends what you're taught. Like if the university, I don't really care. Like maybe like what you're really.
Well, because it's truly voluntary. Like you don't have to go to college. So if you're going to go there and be indoctrinated further, also pay for
they're massively incentivizing it though. But
yeah, well, I mean, they subsidize the public universities, and I think that ought to, like, if I were DeSantis, that would be the angle I would take the fight. I would say we're not going to fucking subsidize you if you're going to be doing this shit.
Does Florida have any school choice bills or
something? They have charter schools and stuff like that. Yeah, something like that. I don't know all the details and ins and outs, but I don't know. I know for a fact they have charter schools. Do
they have like a voucher program or anything like that?
Something like that. I don't know exactly the ins and outs of how it works, but I know for a fact there are charter schools and stuff here. So yeah.
It's just like so obvious though that like, I don't know, like at a college level, like it would make sense to like learn about like what Marxism is and shit, and it doesn't make sense to be like propagandizing it. If you get what I'm saying.
The issue is that you can't teach CRT without it being basically propagandistic. Like you have to, like, they'll have fucking instruction where they have like the white kids get up and they confess their sins, and it's like, it's basically a religious practice at this point.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think this is why James Lindsay is exactly right. That's the angle that you take it, is that you say that you can't have religion in school. This is a leftist principle. So you hit them with that constitutionally. You say that critical race theory is a religious practice, and for that reason, you're not allowed to educate your kids with it. I think that's a perfect angle to take it, and maybe the only one.
Yeah,
this is all Lincoln's
just burn
fault.
it all down.
This is all Abraham.
It always is.
Fault.
It is Lincoln's fault. Yeah,
with secular Yankee Puritan progressivism.
Jesus Christ! Look at this.
That's
This is
pretty
wild.
bad, bro. Damn.
What the fuck, Anna? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm kind of giggling because this is so wild.
That is bullshit.
Hang on, someone read it to me because I'm getting near cross-eyed now.
I was all set to begin homeschooling, and my ex started banging a public school teacher. He enrolled my kid in public school without my knowledge, then called to let me know which class he was in. Anna Banana Rama.
Yeah. Shows up a lot. I like Anna. I'm sorry. I'm kind of giggling.
Yeah, that's rough.
But that is hilarious and awful at the same time.
Jesus.
Anna, I'm a single parent. Hit me up.
Anna's a fan of she's a fan of this show and of Tower Power Hour, and I met her at Pork Fest, but I don't remember specifically which woman she was who I met. I'm sorry, Anna.
So now Tower Gang has like 2 female fans.
That's right.
No, I think we have primarily female viewers. It's really very strange.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah.
Jacob showing up right when we're probably going to roll out here.
I figured I'd pull a read. You know, I was
This is
like,
the closest he will get to Tower
and I was
Gang.
like, I'll just pull a read and come on and just give my plugs and then chill out.
Jacob, do you believe
he's been on Tower Gang now?
Jacob, do you believe that
watch.
if you are ultimately in pursuit of truth, that you will inevitably come to Christ?
Yes.
Solid softball question there.
Yeah, right.
No. I just.
Leading question.
I mean, I knew he would probably answer in the affirmative, but I was just curious.
Do you believe in the Word of God?
It'd be really weird for me to be doing what I did if I didn't believe that. But I mean, I believe there are people who, in good faith, are pursuing the truth and don't come to that. So I mean, like I wouldn't assume someone like Jose is like approaching like his philosophical pursuits in like bad faith and isn't being an honest actor. I think he cares about truth and like being accurate and stuff. I just think that he is wrong.
Okay, but now by that logic, let's say I die right now and I go to hell because of it. But you just said in good faith and trying to search for truth, and I'm just.
It was the wrong type of faith, Jose. The wrong type of good faith.
I did everything right. I was doing my best, following truth, doing what I can, doing everything the best I can with good faith. God says, "Fuck you, you go to hell."
Well, the more orthodox Christian answer on this is that God knows the heart of the person and judges them based upon the information they had and the experiences that they had, and that it's, I don't really believe in the more fundamentalist idea where it's like if you didn't overtly express it in this life that you're automatically doomed to hell, which is that's a whole other bag of where I don't really believe in the like fundamentalist, conception of hell and eternal
maybe you should read the Bible then.
and all that. So.
Yeah, you dumb bitch.
Yeah. No, I mean I believe that hell is a real thing. I just believe it's you're
Toad lives it every day.
God. I don't believe you're
it's like what do they say? It's being
That's
away
not
from
true.
God
There's
is
women
hell.
in hell.
It's like being away from God is hell. It's like being away from pussy is hell. That's what
exactly. Yeah. It's just you're constantly edging for all eternity.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds fucking hot.
Fuck, I do live in hell. Jesus.
It sounds awesome and awful at the same time.
Right. It's like Futurama and they're like death by snoo snoo. They're like
Yeah. Right. that's actually Jose's dream, death by snoo. He wants to be crushed by a bunch of Amazon women. That's his thing, man.
Jacob, do you believe that the Shroud of Turin is real?
No, I don't.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
I read this whole thread. There was like this super lengthy thread that I read last night that he was like going through all the evidence to prove that it was real. It was fascinating. They had like
I don't know. I've looked into that. I've also looked into like there's the whole claim that like the Eucharist grows veins and stuff when it's done on the holy day in the holy church. I don't know. I mean, it's
that
like
shit sounds hot too.
Yeah, right.
You're a Calvinist.
Clint, when are you gonna have a
soft Calvinist?
Okay.
An annual episode for the Andrew Tate of the Liberty Movement?
Who's that?
Cypherius and King Pill to come on and talk warlock and wizardry.
I don't
Just
think I'm
talk shit
gonna.
about Dave
I don't think I'm gonna ever have King Pilled back on. He and I have definitely not seen eye to eye.
You know what's no? Matt did like probably 5 different shows. I don't think I'm being dramatic there. I think 5 different shows where he like because you know how there's like subtweeting at people. Well, he like sub podcasted at me. Like basically did podcasts where he like talked about an episode where I was talking to someone and like like was like debating my ideas, and every time I'd be like, hey, how about we just have a conversation with each other instead of you like talking about me but without me there. And he'd always
it's a
say
lot
that he would
easier
do
to
it, but
defeat
then
your
we never,
arguments
yeah.
if he doesn't hear them.
But then he never actually got around to doing it, and I don't know, I just kind of lost interest because I was like,
I actually
fully
like
support
Matt.
all holy wars.
I actually like Matt, but for a different reason. Like, I get why a lot of you guys don't, but I used to listen to his show a lot, but I would get really blitz, like stoned as fuck, and just listen. And it's just like, I feel like it's good training for a podcast, which he's really good at, like, just talking without saying anything. And so it's like, it's almost like training. Because, like, if you as a podcaster always just got right to the point, it would be boring. You gotta kind of spruce it up. But he does, like, the sprucing to the nth degree, and I love it.
I will say it's a very artistic way of podcasting. But
Yeah.
To be straight with you guys, like, not a fan of his. I am still a fan of Vin Armani, even though I blocked him last week because he instead of just
I like
replying.
Matt more than Vin.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Instead of just replying to my tweet, because he doesn't even follow me, right? But like he will just anytime I reference like a hero that has fallen, like I was talking about Jordan Peterson and just saying like, oh, my heroes are dead, and he replies to it and he says, you know, well then maybe you shouldn't worship the living or some shit like that. You know,
What did
Christ,
what did
right?
Jordan Peterson say that people are so upset about? Because I haven't really seen.
He said that he wanted to see people banned.
Yeah,
and sent to hell, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For being anonymous people. Anyone who's an anonymous user of any social media, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
totally ridiculous.
And I'm gonna go on record and say I like Matt, and I don't know who Vin Armani is, but I like Matt. I've met him.
He's
a few times.
Cyprianus now.
I actually like Matt.
I
well,
think
you guys are all wrong. Matt is not cool, but Cyprianus is still cool.
I don't care about like Matt's political opinion so much. I just like him as like a person and a father. So
he seems like a nice guy.
Midgets. That's why Toad likes him.
I like how
he's a nice guy. Why is he talking shit about me out of the blue? I didn't do anything to him.
Cyprianus banging gay midgets. That's why I like him, man.
That's his redeeming quality. Everything I dislike about Matt is just mainly because of how deep into Eastern Orthodoxy he went, and that is kind of their thing where it's like he doesn't want. I feel like, and I'm not trying to take a shot at him, but I feel like there's actually something in Eastern Orthodoxy where like they avoid having direct conflicts with people that they have theological disagreements with. And him and our main problem is theological differences, and I feel like he just doesn't want to hash those out.
Well, that's
on podcast.
That's a main tenet, I believe. Well, maybe not a main tenet, but it is an aspect of Orthodoxy that from what I've understood is that they don't really try to logic their way to their belief, and that's like a part because their whole thing is like you can't even begin to understand God or anything like that, and so that's the kind of their idea. And I actually kind of respect that as an atheist because like I've seen so many arguments with like religious and atheists where the religious guys are destroyed. And if you just take the point of like I don't need to logic this, I almost respect that more. Like okay, well, all right, well,
it's very Chad.
Yeah, it's very Chad.
I don't think you really can fully logic yourself into it, so I'm totally fine with it. The issue was not that he said what he said to me. The issue was that he then proceeded to additionally quote tweet me, which then sicked all of his fucking Orthodox lunatics on my thread there, and I was like, all right, nope, can't have that because I just don't want to hear from him. They're like
Cyprian Eastern Orthodox as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
religious people.
Yeah, Russian Orthodox. I don't know.
Yeah, he named himself after some saint or some shit.
Yeah, which I'm fine with that Orthodox shit if they like what Vin did. That's gay because you're just being an annoying religious person. Like that's just like oh you just need to get right with God. Like dude, I wasn't even fucking talking about that, you weirdo. Like
the whole reason I blocked
shit.
The whole reason I blocked Matt back in the day, like a year ago, was because he just quote tweeted me and said NGMI, not going to make it, and it was just because I'm not religious, and I'm like.
Funny.
Yeah, it's funny to you. I think it's just fucking irritating. Like, especially if you're talking about a friend, like, why would you do that to somebody? You know, and why would you think that to somebody too? It's such a weird thing to do.
Yeah,
so I was like, all right, well, then we're not friends. I guess.
See, that's what I don't. There seems to be a reluctance on some people, like Matt's part, to like just have allies who you're not like in 100% agreement with on certain issues. Right. This is why so when like Reed started his the capitalist communion little thing where we have like it's me, Liam McCollum, and then him and Will Bell. So it's like 2 Christians, 2 atheists. And like the reason he started that and I agreed to do it was like we were trying to push back against like dumb infighting within the liberty movement, you know, especially along like religious fronts, you know, and I've had similar conversations with Jose, and it's just like, now, don't get me wrong, on like an intellectual nerdy level, I like having kind of like good faith debates on those topics, but like we talk about it and then like we move on and talk about other stuff, and like we're friends at the end of the day, and we don't take shots at each other.
Right.
And Matt doesn't seem to be willing to do that. He wants to alienate people that don't have at least somewhat, at least 95% of his same sort of
he goes about it
worldview.
He goes about it the same way the hyper puritanical libertarians do, where they're like, you're not open borders, you're a fucking neocon,
he's almost like the Christian version of fakertarians and the Loser Brigade people. He's just you're
exactly.
Yeah. It's like, so
but I'm the opposite of that, Clint. I'm like, you are open borders, you're not a libertarian, and you're a faggot. So
see, you also
a
have
lot of them really like to talk about power and human nature and shit. And
guys, have you ever read the Machiavellians?
Yeah, and they get into this.
Yes, I'm Italian.
Me too. Yeah,
they get into this third positionism of some obscure fucking fascist dictator from the 17th century or something, and you're getting further and further away from power.
Yeah. I mean, the irony in it is if you're going to talk about the value of power and how to implement it, you ought to do it. You ought to be able to do it, because obviously they have a misunderstanding because his influence has dwindled over time, whereas other people's has grown. So are you really fucking utilizing this lesson that you think is so valuable? Because I actually agree that the libertarian movement needs to understand and utilize power in a much more profound way than they do. But you're not doing it because you're fucking alienating all of us, and you're not making us do it because we all fucking despise you. So there's a failure here somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people come into power politically before they're you don't just become a millionaire overnight unless you're a Powerball winner and a crackhead.
No. You can also just have your parents be regulators and then start a crypto Ponzi scheme, and 3 years you can be a multi-billionaire.
Talking about
that's what I'm saying. You have to be.
That's really anti-Semitic.
I'm still waiting for that sex tape to drop.
Right?
You have to be politically connected, and you're not going to do that as some third way positionism.
That's true. I was just kidding. It was just.
I've also said before, I think Machiavellianism is kind of honestly a little bit retarded. This, in weird way, I've said this before. The most Machiavellian way to act is by not being Machiavellian, just being upfront and if you're trying to approach everything from this power dynamic type thing, I do think it gets complicated. Unless you end up becoming this ultimate monarch thing, then sure, okay.
Well, if you're a prince, it's probably not bad tactically, but you're not a fucking prince, so it doesn't really work.
Anything decent that Machiavellian, the Machiavellians, that book has to say, I think Stirner said it better. So it's just
hell yeah, I'm here for that. Yeah.
No,
you're not going to get any ANCAP to disagree. So
and I just think I don't understand why. It just seems stupid. We're already fringe. You know what I mean? Like all of us, no matter whether I'm a Christian libertarian, when you have who's involved in the LP and the Mises Caucus, Jose's a libertarian, but he's an agorist and he doesn't really agree with politics. And you have people like Tho Bishop who pursue the more Republican strategy. But it's we're all minorities within a greater minority, and why are we picking fights with each other? We should just be good allies and work together where we can work together, and then just support each other's different endeavors, because we're all going to reach different people and accomplish different goals. And instead there's so many people who are just freaking gay about it, who just they get so butthurt when other people are doing different things, and I don't get it.
Well, let me steelman it. If you're a religious person who believes that there is only one way and it's through Christ, and you're hard fucking core, then you may see people who are either agnostic or atheist as truly your enemies. Similarly to how I view progressivism as being a cancer within libertarianism, and I want to see it rooted out fucking from its core. So, I'm just arguing from maybe how they perceive someone like me. I don't know that to be the case.
But they act if we just got Christians in charge of the state and culture again, then everything would be great. And I'm like, guys, we have thousands of years of when that happened to prove that not only does that not bring a libertarian paradise to us, but it fucking sucks.
It corrupts Christianity, really, is what it does.
Well, yeah, it actually bastardized. So that's my main problem is you guys are going so hardcore down this Christian route, which fine, I'm a Christian too, and I understand the Christian critique of secular culture and the way that secular culture and some of the Enlightenment led to modern day progressivism, which is something that even Clint opposes. So even though Clint isn't a Christian in the way I am, he still opposes. We still have the same common enemy, but clearly the answer has to be a little bit more than just be a Christian, because like we've had that and that doesn't work. And there are people who are hardcore Christians but have terrible views on economics and on politics and on all these different things. And so like there needs to be something on top of that as well. And I think culture matters. I agree with the idea that like not all cultures are conducive to libertarian ideas flourishing, but like again, it just you can't. They're just modern day Bible thumpers.
And I think that Christianity is actually really conducive with libertarianism. So
do I.
Like I don't see it at odds whatsoever, and I always find it perplexing when the hardcore Christians view me as anything other than an ally. Like I just it doesn't make any sense to me, but that's their worldview, and that's fine.
Yeah, I've said before, especially the modern conception of Christianity is kind of like it's almost like an easy, like, hey, generally just be nice to people, and kind of gives a good template for people to live by. And like, sure, if you don't want to go bigger brain than that, because in a certain sense, I don't agree with religion, but I don't really care enough to argue about it that much, aside from maybe occasionally with friends.
What part of it don't you agree with, out of curiosity?
Religion?
Yeah.
Well, we're an hour and a half, so I don't think we really want to go deep into that.
Okay, let's double down.
I've only been here for 40 minutes, so I'm all fresh. So
I want to say that I think like what drives progressivism is a religious component. If you know the history of it, pietist post-millennials, and why like it becomes evangelical almost, where they have to impose their beliefs on you, which is weird to see coming from high church people who were typically and historically suppressed by those high post-millennial pietist Puritans in the day.
So, and so I agree. Progressivism is sort of like a religion, and so like the post-libertarians like Matt say, well, libertarianism is like a religion, and it's like Christianity without Christ. And I go, okay, fine. Let's say that's true. Would you rather people who aren't Christians, if they're going to follow a quote-unquote secular religion, would you rather them be following progressivism or libertarianism? I would rather them be following
the answer is
than
obviously libertarianism would be his preference because he used to be one. So
this is like one of my points why I kind of like religion in a certain sense of like from a society level, if it's a good thing to have around certain religions, because the idea, I do think there is something to, people will always say like, oh, everyone has religion, or if you don't have God, you'll just grab onto something. And there's something to that. I do. There is something to that. And that is why I think so many atheists, I think there genuinely is a problem in atheism with like progressivism and all this faggotry. And I think that's part of it. I don't think it's always the case. Like, I don't think I'm a progressive and I don't believe in God, and Reed doesn't either. And it's the same case. But I think me and Reed are probably smarter than the average atheist. I think a lot of people are just like, I don't believe in God. And this isn't like a position they've come to rationally, really, or thought out too deeply. And so they find some other ideology to latch onto, and they find another religion that kind of fits that similar template, and they end up in like some bullshit like progressivism. This is why I like religion.
I don't view it as an intelligence issue. I wish it were that simple, but I think it's more
not intelligence, but
because I think atheists are probably slightly elevated IQ, I would guess, just because they're usually the people that go to college, and that's where those concepts are usually taught. But I do think that they fail to recognize, or at least the vast majority of them don't embrace the concept of like, we kind of are intrinsically built to worship something, so that they, like, for me, I worship human liberty. Like that's really like, that's why I don't have any problem with someone saying that I am a religious caliber libertarian. Like, I view it pretty much that way. I'm willing to die for these beliefs. Like these are things that I've gotten in trouble with fucking Vin Armani for saying it in the past. But I genuinely believe like that's how I have filled that void in my life, because I don't have God, quote unquote, but I do have something that I worship. And a lot of people, because they don't have that, and they also don't value liberty, they end up worshiping the state or
I agree with I've taken issue with that point before, because I do think it's a little semantic, but there is something to that, because I can make the point, for me, I come from more of like an egoist perspective. If you're going to get semantic about it, I guess you could say I worship myself, I worship my family, I worship those close to me, like within my circles, in that similar type sense, I guess. And that's, for me, what works.
If that's your highest value, then I think that is kind of basically a lot of placeholder for religion.
A lot of religiosity is just tradition, right? Yeah. And I think that's what people are noticing the problem of, is that the lack of tradition in society.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
this is where, and I get where I think Jordan Peterson, although I still think he's gotten a little worse on some things since he's come back from his like near death experience, and joining the Daily Wire and all that. But I still think his broader contribution to just like the, religious and political conversation being sort of like the rescuing of a part of Christianity that like American Christianity sort of lost, because like American Christianity kind of like said screw the tradition and screw sort of like understanding like these psychological truths that are embedded in our religion, and just like double down on like just the fundamentalism aspect of religion, which I think was a mistake. And I think that it became, and I think atheists in our like American kind of Western culture sort of like rightfully rose to push back against that, because like if you put an atheist and a fundamentalist in a room to have a debate, I'm probably going to side with the atheist a lot more than people would think that I would, because a lot of fundamentalist arguments for God and for Christianity are just stupid and ignorant. And they're not based in understanding the true value of religion, which is, it got turned all into this like, how do you get your plane ticket to heaven, and less about like, how do we make sure that society functions, and how do we raise our children, and how do we raise our communities to be upright, and to be like the opposite. A lot of times we'll talk about like progressivism being degenerate. Well, the opposite of that is regenerate. And like, how do we have regenerate societies and communities and things that are conducive to life and conducive to flourishing? And Christianity has a lot to say about that, which is also very compatible with libertarianism, which has a lot to say about that.
Yeah,
I think monarchy is the answer, is what it is.
Christ is
Here we
king.
go again.
I can get on that with.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I do think it's preferable to democracy. I believe that like 99.9%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
80% of the time it might be preferable. There is fucking lots of kings that you would not prefer to live under.
Okay, but as a whole,
Are they
I don't
crowned?
mean 99% of the time. I mean, I'm convinced that's better. I don't mean in every single example.
I think monarchy
Okay, yeah.
with the invention of the AR-15 would be even better now than it was back then.
It could
And
be.
even then,
DeSantis.
as me and Toad are covering Democracy of the God That Failed right now. So we've been going through it again. I've already read it before. God, I completely lost my point. Oh, my point is most of the monarchies a lot of people are referring to are like kind of bastardized version of monarchies. They're like kind of like what like England is, where they're like constitutional monarchies and shit like that, where they've given up a lot of their power and they're kind of just basically becoming a democracy anyways. So
Right.
So yeah, they're kind of horseshit. So
Free market societies devolve into socialists, and so do monarchies probably.
yeah, I mean they do devolve. That's the problem with
Yeah, just a
they
lot more
devolve,
slowly.
Yeah, it's a lot more slowly. Yeah. All right, we got JC who said happy Thanksgiving to everyone here. We're almost at an hour 40. I think we're a good time to get out. I appreciate the $10, JC. Let's start.
yeah,
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go another hour and a half.
Yeah, no, we were doing good, but I got shit to do and I got to work tomorrow. So let's do the plugs, Toad.
Yeah, TPH_Toad, and soon to be back with Anarcho_Toad, because I think Elon's actually going to do this hopefully next week. So let's fucking do it. Tower Power Hour every Wednesday night. We had another pretty fun episode last night where we talked about a bunch of racist and homophobic people. So I'm going to put that up tomorrow on the rest of the platforms. It's still hanging around on YouTube right now. So check that out. Wednesday nights, 9:11 p.m. Eastern.
Garbage Man.
Follow me at Dave Portnoy. You can find me in Lexington, Kentucky, and a glory hole sucking dick. And I want to give a shout out to Mises Bookstore, who is now selling for Black Friday leather-bound editions of the Progressive Era. So,
nice.
There's limited quantities. Go get them if you want them. If you're interested in that thing.
Jacob.
Yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter at Biblical Anarchy, and because I thought one podcast wasn't enough, I'm now doing 2 podcasts. So I'm now the truest libertarian of them all. But you can go the new podcast. You can go to biblicalanarchypodcast.com, and the old one is Daniel318.com, and you can find them all on any podcatcher you want. And yeah, that's it.
Cool.
I have Dr. Joseph Ladapo next week, as well as Dr. Robert Malone. So that's going to be an incredible fucking week.
Hell yeah.
So make sure you guys don't miss that. I'm also scheduling a follow-up because it's been about a year since I had James Lindsay and Josie, the redhead libertarian, on. So that'll be another great episode. And then tomorrow I'm releasing an episode that I did yesterday, and that is a interview with a man who was a Chinese immigrant who lived through the Great Leap Forward, the Cultural Revolution in China, and now he has written a book explaining and expressing his concerns about how he is now going to live through another cultural revolution, and we are doing it currently. So that was a fascinating conversation.
Is he Falun Gong?
I didn't ask. His name's I think Michael Zhao, Zhao, but no, his accent's very, very strong. So you may want to watch that one because listening to it may be hard without seeing his lips move. But it was a fascinating.
His name is Michael, and he was in the Great Leap Forward. I'm gonna have to call bullshit on that.
I think he probably changed his first name for
to Americanize it, yeah, for sure. Clint, what's the name of your show? Because I don't think you said.
Liberty Lockdown. If people don't know yet.
Dickie.
Find me on Twitter, _Barons. I will also be on Liberty Lockdown after the Malone episode to talk about Sandy Hook. And also follow Mr. Guns and Gear on Twitter. I've been drinking a lot and buying some of their I bought a Glock last night, and I bought about 10 magazines, and I'm looking at a 300 blackout upper from there. But they've been posting a whole lot of Black Friday deals, so follow them too on Twitter.
Dickie, you got to come back on Tower Gang, man. Just now that you got a mic, like last time it was a disaster, but I think we need you back.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, how about another New Year episode with Dickie?
All right, and this is the No Way Jose show. You can find me on YouTube, all the major auto catchers, Odyssey as well. Follow me on Twitter at SeniorJose2020 or my old accounts, which I don't even remember their @s right now, so it's gonna be difficult trying to get back into them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting those shits back. This is fun, guys. 200 episodes.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks everyone who showed up. It's a fun time. Thanks for the money, JC. I like money. Let's get out of here.
We're out.
Oh.
Oops, I hit the wrong button. Fuck. There we go.
Kill Clint before we